welcome back everyone, Mike here. What you are looking at here, this was going to be a chicken coop. What happened was about, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I decided to build a new chicken coop. And this was kind of the spot that I had chosen. And we got started on it, and I built this nice platform here. And then it wasn't shortly after that, we started thinking about building a new building, right? And then we decided this would be the best spot for a new building. So the chicken coop never got finished, obviously. And but I did use this for storing lumber on. It actually worked pretty well for that. What I did, I cut the posts off, and then I'm going to reuse this platform though. I think this will be great for stacking firewood on. I may even use some of that red pine. I have a bunch of 2x4s and build like another little woodshed off of this, and I have some 6x6 posts, so I think that's what I'm going to do with this. So right now I'm just going to kind of set it out of the way, and then we are going to learn something here tonight too, because when I set these posts for this, I just dug the holes, put the posts in, and put dry ready mix in the holes. And I've done that before in videos, and a lot of people, they have said that that's not going to work. You know, the concrete will never get hard, and you have to put water with it. But here in just a little bit, we're going to see, because we're going to rip those posts out, and we'll figure it out. About to grab the first post here. And there's the concrete. Seemed to work just fine.
Kind of sweaty.
Yeah, for some reason underneath this thing was a little stick of deodorant. What was that all about?
Eva had friends over here, and I'm willing to bet one of them dropped it out of their bag or shoved them. It was under that wood thing.
Huh. So I was telling them about this was going to be a chicken coop, but then we decided to build a building here, and that's where we're at. But I got those posts out. And Melissa and I are just talking about this nice walnut tree right here. We're going to lay the building out either later tonight or tomorrow evening. Right now I'm going to strip some topsoil. But I really want to keep that tree, but I don't know if it's going to be able to stay or not, because we're going to have a road around that side. We'll know once we put the stakes in, then we can make a determination on what we're going to do with it. But yeah, it's a nice tree. But walnuts, they are a filthy tree, you know? And with those limbs, you definitely don't want them hanging over top of the building on a metal roof. Bang, bang.
No, I'd need more deodorant. I had an opinion about the pine trees.
Yeah, you don't have much to say about the one.
I don't have any things. I could say, oh, Mike, keep it. Boom. It'll be down in 5 minutes.
Well, you're in a mood tonight. All right, I got to get busy. All right, I am stripping some topsoil here. Right off the bat, it appears that there's less here than there was on that other side, and that's a good thing. I have enough topsoil as it is, and plus this area here is probably about, I'm just guessing, 8 or 10 inches high. I won't know for sure until we set the level up, but this stuff here will actually be able to go for fill, and that's less that I have to haul up here, so that's a good thing. I'll tell you what, I have been busy. I mean, real busy with this machine. Last night I went down to the pond and did some more work down there. I was going to try to make a video, but all I really did was built that little set trap back in the back, and I put a log across it. My thinking is that'll give me a spot to clean out sediment. It's right at the end of that road, because what happens is you get those heavy rains and the water, you know, it's rushing down the stream with a lot of velocity. But when it gets to the pond, it slows down, you know, when it opens up, and that's when that sediment drops out of it. And so I made that little set trap. I don't know if it'll work or not, we'll see, but it can't hurt. So I got that done, and I also got my lumber pile moved. That was a lot of work right there, but some really nice cherry and red oak in there. I forgot how nice that stuff was. Like 14, 15 inch wide boards, beautiful clear boards, and it's dry. It has been stacked and stickered up here for, I guess, a year, a little over a year maybe, and I used a moisture meter. It was right at about 9.5%. And you know, I cut a board in the center and checked in the middle, about 9.5%. So I took it down below. It's all covered up down there, and but I'll be able to use that stuff in this new building for some finish work and stuff. Really nice wood. And also, I want to answer some questions about the pond. There's a lot of comments the last couple of days on those couple videos. Some people were saying, you know, I should have got some swamp mats. I mentioned that the other day in a video, that I could have used some swamp mats. And some people said I should have cut them on the mill. I could do that, no problem at all. But, you know, I'd have an entire day wrapped up in doing that. And I got it cleaned out the way I did it. And I don't even think I've got 3.5, 4 hours of machine time cleaning that entire pond out, you know, the back part that I did. And so it actually worked out pretty well the way I did. And then some people were saying, I asked why I didn't use the dump trailer and just load that dirt in the dump trailer. That's a good idea. I just don't have the time to do that right now. I just want to get the dirt out of the way, and up there on the flat, it's out of the way, it won't hurt anything now. And had I been using the dump trailer, I'd still be hauling dirt up the hill. I mean, I probably got 12 or 15 dump trailer loads out of there, and it'd just be too slow. So right now, all the dirt's out of the way. It'll all work out just fine the way it is. And also, another question that kept coming up, some people couldn't understand why I didn't dig it deeper back there in the back of the pond, because that's the bottom of the pond. You don't want to go deeper than the bottom of the pond. And what I mean is, at least around here with our geology, you just don't dig a big hole and fill it with water and call it a pond. It won't hold water. It'll leach out, you get into rock. So that one there, that's the shallow end of the pond, and there's a clay liner in there, and you don't want to dig past that clay liner. If you do, you get down into the bedrock, which is down in, you know, the bottom of the stream, and your pond will leak. So that's why I went as deep as I did, and that actually made a big difference. I only took maybe 1.5 foot of material out of there, but what that does, that gives me several years of buildup, because the way that sediment goes into a pond, you know, I mentioned earlier, it's flowing into the pond real fast. As soon as it hits the whole pond, slows down, the sediment drops. Well, as that sediment keeps building up, it doesn't pile up, it just keeps moving out into the pond. Then it falls off the end and falls off the end, and eventually your whole pond will be filled up. It starts at the inlet end, and it'll go the whole way to the other side of the pond. So what I did there by cleaning that out bought me years of time. That's the way I see it, and I've seen that happen before, and I'm sure that'll work. That was a good move, cleaning that out of the back of the pond.
Where are your shoes, young man? Hunter, he can cruise across this gravel driveway in his bare feet. You're as tough as nails, Hunter Morgan. Watching Dad. Watching your dad over there in that Kubota excavator. That is.
All right, so we set the level up just to get an idea where we're at. Some people asked if I have a rotating laser. No, I don't, but this level works just fine, especially when you have someone like Melissa helping. All right, we're 4 feet 1 inch right there. Now we want finish grade. We want the top of the concrete, I should say, 2 inches above that stone parking lot right there. So that would take us to 311. But then we want 5 inches of concrete, 2 inches of stone under the concrete. So we're looking for 4 feet 6 inches. That would be subgrade, is what we're after. So Melissa, do you want to go over to that high point over there and we'll see where we're at? All right, so right there where Melissa is, she's at 310. So that means we're 8 inches high right there. So I can take 8 inches of material out of there and bring down here to the low side right there.
Okay.
8 inches comes out of there. So why don't you come right over here and we'll see how much fill we're gonna need in this corner. All right, so right there we need 2.5 feet of fill. That's why we have to shift that. We don't have to, but the further we move the building towards the walnut tree, the less we have to fill on that corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2.5 feet of fill right there. That's quite a bit right there. Okay. Okay. So Melissa was standing, I don't know, somewhere right in there. If we move that building up even 10 feet, you already come up about a foot. Hey, I'm afraid to say it, but I think this big walnut tree has to come down. Either way, it's going to be too close to the building. I was hoping that I could keep it, but you know, a lot easier to take it down right now than when the building's here. I'll think about it overnight, but yeah, I don't really see any other option. But anyway, before it gets dark, I'm going to fire the excavator back up and take a little bit of this hump off right here just to see what kind of material was under this topsoil. And then I may run a few laps with the tractor and the land plane just to smooth things up a bit. nice, and it's actually compacting a lot better than I thought, especially for as dry as it is. But I'm going to think about it tonight, but I'm pretty sure that walnut tree is going to have to come down. And the other thing that's going to do for me by shifting the building that way just a little, it's going to keep most of the building in the cut. You know, out here next to the driveway, you saw earlier we have like 2.5 feet of fill. I definitely don't want to put it out on that end. But the further I go towards that walnut tree, the more, you know, virgin natural ground that building's going to be sitting on. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.